Fuck you, Corey.
What's good? We are back for another one. That means it's a good old Sunday. Hot Sunday. It's kind of hot out. It's kind of hot outside.
It's about 80 out there.
Yeah, it feel like it. You know what I mean? But yeah, we are back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're here, appreciate everybody that stopped by. Hit all the buttons, all of that good stuff. We appreciate all that stuff. And if you are here, you know what we do here. We talk sports, more sports,
All of these sports.
all of these sports, man. It's nothing but sports. Not really a lot of sports going on right now. We do got baseball. We do got the NBA playoffs about to start. April 20th, I think the playoffs start. It's the actual playoffs. So when is the play-in?
I don't know. Plans. Let me look. I was just on it.
Yeah, I'm on it right now. Let me see.
Still says game one. Where is it at?
It don't say.
Still talking first round schedule.
Let's see.
April 17th is Miami, Philly, and then Atlanta, Chicago, and then 16th is Lakers, New Orleans.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tuesday. Yeah, I was gonna say Tuesday is when it starts.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yep.
So all the Pelicans got to do is win one game, and they're seventh. Now the Lakers is as where they've been at all season. They just beat the Pelicans. Like they just blew the doors off the Pelicans. Bron triple double, all of that. So all they got to do is beat the Pelicans one game, and they avoid the Nuggets in round one.
No, they still go to the Nuggets.
No, they're playing for 7 seed. It's 8 seeds, right?
Yeah, but the Nuggets are the second seed.
Oh, that's right. The Thunder clinched. That's right. You're right. I forgot they played today and they did clinch. Yeah. So they get the Nuggets regardless.
I mean, if they lose, what happens if they lose? Then they play the winner of the 9-10, and then they get a chance to go be the A seed and play.
I mean, if they lose on purpose, then that makes sense. But I think they want the Nuggets first. I would.
I mean, get it out the way, go on vacation.
You're gonna have to. Hell yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to play them regardless. You might as well play them first. Might as well. Shit, they coming off of games. They don't got a lot of rest. Might as well play them now, man. Like, go ahead and get you some games in. And with the Lakers team, I like the Lakers team. Of course, we like the Nuggets team probably better than we like the Lakers team.
Of course.
But I mean, in that series, it's pretty much whoever show up to play. Now, I think the Lakers are capable of beating the Nuggets. They was capable last year. They just couldn't do it. It was something about it was just something like, what the hell is they missing? They losing these games by 6 points. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they wasn't getting blew out every game. They was just somehow it was something. It was something I can't even pinpoint what it was. Even going to this season, I don't know. It might be the same. I don't think they get swept this time, though. I don't think they get swept this time. but they kind of in the same. They got salute Red Jet. They kind of in the same position they was in last year, where nobody expected them to go nowhere. They went to the Western Conference Finals, but playing the Nuggets first, man. Goodness, would you go out there and just tell your team to lose?
No, because you still got to win another game after that. Then you're gonna have to face the Warriors and the Kings, and I mean,
that's fine. I ain't worried about the Lakers against the Pelicans, Warriors, or the Kings. Like the Lakers actually hit a lick in the play-in.
No,
to me,
it's a cakewalk. But what I'm saying
is, they actually hit a lick. I'm losing to the Pelicans, and then and then I'm gonna go beat the Kings, because the Warriors is not making the playoffs. They're losing that first game.
Well, it's
on the road. It's an away game. They're gonna lose. If they was playing at home, I'd give them a better chance, but they're playing away. They're gonna definitely lose that game.
So all right. So what? So you figure the Lakers beat the Pelicans. They're in the 7th seed, right?
Yes.
And you figure the Kings beat the Warriors, even though Malik Monk got hurt.
Yes.
And then they play the Pelicans. Who out of the Pelicans Kings win?
Oh, the Pelicans. I'm gonna give the Pelicans.
So there's Pelicans, Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Pelicans at 8. So it'd be Pelicans, Oklahoma City, and every single one of their teams down to number 10 all got winning records.
Well,
that 46-36 is the worst winning record out of the top 10 in the West.
Well, let's talk about it, Dan. Where are we at here with this? What do you feel?
Well,
Oklahoma City sweeps the Pelicans then?
Well, if it end up being the Pelicans, which I think it will, because like I said, the Lakers, I think, will beat them and get the 7th, and then New Orleans will handle business. So I don't think the Pelicans even have a chance against OKC, because they have nobody to guard. They have nobody for Chet. But then you got all these other guys, but who on the Pelicans is going to stop Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? I look at stuff like that. Like the matchups is bad. You know what I mean? Like Zion, when he just dropped 12 points against the Lakers, like Brandon Ingram had 13 or something like that. Like when the moment's big for the Pelicans, I don't think they got the players for that yet.
All right.
I really don't. I think that I'm gonna take the Thunder. I'm gonna take the Thunder in 5 games. Salute. I'm gonna take the Thunder in 5 in that first round if it's the Pelicans. Anyone. Pelicans, Kings, Warriors, it might be a sweep, but Pelicans or the Kings, the Thunder definitely winning in 5 games.
All right, so Thunder move on. Then you got Clippers, Mavericks.
That's the one right there. That's the one, because Kyrie and Luka are playing lights out. Either one of those guys going to get you 30 or 40 points. Both of them probably going to get you 30 down there. But my whole thing with Dallas, they won 50 games, actually. 50 and 32. So I like Dallas, man. I just think defensively, the Clippers are a better team. And when they get to those moments where it's somebody got to kill. Somebody has to kill. I think that's not going to work out for the Mavericks, because you got 2 guys, unless Luka be like, because Kyrie should be the guy.
Yeah.
Down the stretch, it should be Kyrie, the guy that you need to kill when it's 2-3 minutes left and it's time to win the game, maybe 4 minutes. I just think that's going to come bite them in the ass, because it's the playoffs. So I don't think salute. So I don't think that I think they'll both try to go kill. And I think that's the problem, because neither one of them are elite defenders or even good defenders. Like both of them, I wouldn't put them on nobody to guard nobody. Like, you know what I mean? So, but I don't think one is going to defer to the other. We'll see. But I'm going to go with the Clippers. I'm going to go with the Clippers in that matchup, because the defense is better for the Clippers. The defense is way, 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 way better. And I think when it comes to crunch time, you got Kawhi, you got Paul George, you got Terrence Mann, and you got Zubac protecting the rim. And those are all 4 guys that are elite defenders to me. Like, I just don't see the Mavericks being big enough or skilled enough to beat the Clippers.
Red just says she's taking Dallas in that match.
Yeah, I'm not mad at nobody that take Dallas. It's just, like I said, they won 50 games. It was great. Like, they had a great season with those two. But this the playoffs. Everything changes. Now they're both going to have – Kyrie and Luka are both going to have to play defense now. And that's where I think that's where the advantage is for the Clippers, because Luka's not going to have all the energy on the other end. Kyrie's not going to have all the energy on the other end. Just think about this when Russell Westbrook come in off the bench, but you got Kyrie or Luka who already been out there going crazy. I think that's going to be a problem because you got to chase Russ around now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to chase him around. You got to Terrence Mann, when he come out there, he's a shooter. He can shoot threes, all that stuff. They have to play defense in this series, and I think that's Dallas's weakness. They don't got a rim protector.
Yeah, I like the Clippers. I like the Clippers to win a series. I think it'll be like a 6-game series. I like the Clippers.
Yeah, for sure.
The normal guy says Celtics gave Drew Holiday a $135 million extension, 4 years.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that. That's why they brought him there.
Yeah. I mean, they just gave him the extension just now. They need him. I think he's the catalyst.
Yeah, that's why they brought him. Yeah, that's why they brought him there.
We'll get over to that when we get to the East, but Jesus says he favors OKC in the West, even though they're young. He likes them.
Nobody's no Denver is it. Like, that's it. That's the team in the West. Now they might play against a Lakers team that can beat them. You know, they may get to, what is that, the Clippers?
Well, hold on. Let's not get sidetracked. Let's stay with it. All right, so we both have the Clippers moving on, right?
Yeah.
We both got OKC moving on.
Yep.
All right, so then it'll be OKC Clippers.
Yeah.
To go to the Western Conference Finals. Who are you taking there?
The Clippers. The OKC too young.
So you're going to take the
Clippers. The Clippers is going to get to their first one in the it's their time. If that's what they got to do, and they only got to win, they only got to beat Dallas, and they only got to beat the Thunder. That's an easy road.
All right.
That's super easy because the Thunder is young, man. Like, when you got Paul George, you got and Kawhi Leonard. Shea is a point guard. So then you got these 2 wings that nobody on the Thunder is going to be able to stop. I don't see it happening. So I'm going with I hate to say that, man, but the Clippers, yeah. If that's their path, yeah, the Clippers, that's easy.
I'll say it goes 6, but I like the Clippers too.
Yeah, I'll say the Clippers in 6. I'll say the Clippers in 7 for real. That might be a 7-game series. You know what I mean? But I'll take the 6 with you. But I think that might be a 7-game series. But the defense, the Clippers are older. They got Kawhi, championship DNA. He's battle tested. You got Russ. Russ done been there. He ain't won nothing, but he's been there. Paul George ain't been there, but he's been on the big stages in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? With the Pacers. Yeah. So I think the older, because they're older, I think the Clippers will make it.
Jesus asks, do they need a center? I'm like, nah, they got Chet Holmgren. They don't need a center.
Who need a center?
OKC. But
no.
I like OKC if he's saying the draft Klingon, the big 7'2", 7'4" center from
UConn. No. You got Chet Holmgren. There's hell no. They're not doing that. Well, see, with the Thunder, I don't think they're really worried about the draft. I don't, because all
the picks in the world.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think they're worried about picking a player. I think they'll trade some stuff, and we're gonna see some stuff happen with the Thunder, because for one, if you in this draft, the best players at the top, a lot of those are big guys. You know, you got Eddie, you got the UConn kid, you got some big guys, and they have Chet, so you don't want to try to get a top big dude. Nah, the Thunder, they need defensive wings, guards, defensive guards. Yes, 3-and-D type of players, like to come off the bench. Their starting five is great. It's that bench. Once you get to the bench, that's where the Thunder, I think, it's going to bite them in the ass against the Clippers. But in the draft, I don't think they necessarily worried about the draft itself, like drafting a player.
Well, I mean, they're like I said, I think they should use that to trade. They should use their draft picks they got loaded up, trade, go get themselves a nice 3-and-D or a nice power forward. Even though the core is nice. Their five starters are nice.
Their core is great, but they need that. They need that guy that's going to mentally get them over the top. You know what I mean? We'll see what they do. And then we'll. Like right now, it's early. I got to see what they do in these first 2 rounds, and then that'll tell me all I need to know about the draft. I got to see this round, the first round, and the second round, and then that'll tell me all I need to know because they're not. We haven't seen the Thunder. We haven't seen the Thunder,
and then that's what most teams base their draft on. They, especially if they're in the playoffs, they need to see what piece they're missing or what they're going to go after in free agency, and they try to get their idea there. Normal guy said he's a Pelicans guy. He's from Louisiana, but I don't know, man.
Well, the Pelicans just got their doors blew off, so you shouldn't feel good about that. Now, if the game would have been closer and been more competitive, I'd feel better for the Pelicans, but they just got their ass beat. I didn't see that coming.
They got beat by 16, yeah.
Yes, they got their ass beat. Zion only had 12. That's my thing. Like, Zion only had 12. I think Brandon Ingram might have had like 13 points.
I feel like they were saving him, maybe.
I don't think it's that. I just think when your best player is Zion Williamson, who is a dunker, a rebounder, he don't have give him the ball and he's going to go get you a bucket. That's what I think the Pelicans' problem is. They don't have that one because Brandon Ingram, he can do that, but not consistently. Not every game. Brandon Ingram's not going to go out there, give me the ball like KD or some shit, and I'm going to just get a bucket. Just give me the ball. I'm getting 25 or more points regardless. You know what I mean? And I don't think they have that guy. Like CJ can't be your best player in that game against the Lakers. You're not winning it. You're not winning that game.
He's got to score, but he can't be the one.
He can't be the best player. So if he scored 22, Zion got to be in the 20s. Brandon Ingram got to be in the 20s, like close to that. You know what I mean? Like it can't be CJ 22 points, Zion 12, Brandon Ingram 13. You're not going to win the game like that. You're never going to win like that. And I hate to see the Pelicans have such a great season and miss the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Like they're in the playoffs. They're in the play-in, but
not if they lose both games.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're in the play-in. They have to lose 2
games. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'd hate for them to lose both games and not make the playoffs at all.
All right. Well, let's get back. So we both say Clippers take down OKC 6-7 games. Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, right?
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh,
that's where we're at with it.
That sounds so crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, that sounds crazy as fuck.
So then you got the Nuggets Lakers.
Yeah.
What you feeling here? Because I mean, you got the champs, the team that really hasn't changed much, and they continue to look good. I mean, they were just tied, 3-way tie for first. I mean, so they've been doing the damn thing all year.
Yes, they have the same exact record as the Thunder and a game, half a game ahead of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm looking at the records. 57 wins for OKC, 57 wins for Denver, 57 wins for Minnesota. Those are the top 3, but then the Clippers and the Mavericks also have 50 wins. And the West is supposed to be so stacked and all this, but you got 5 50-win teams. So to me, that don't tell me that the West is stacked. That don't tell me that. That's too. Most of their games is against each other. You get what I'm saying? Like,
well, that tells me that they're better than the East.
Well, I'm not even talking about the East. I'm just saying the way that people are describing it. I don't think that's stacked because you got OKC and Minnesota in the top three. That's crazy. And
All right, thanks.
neither one of those teams, salute, I don't think are a threat to win a championship, but they're two of the top three teams in the West.
You don't think Denver's a threat?
No, I'm talking about Minnesota and OKC.
Oh, all
It's
right.
OKC, Denver, Minnesota in the top three. And we could even go to number 4 with the Clippers. The only two teams that I see as a threat to win a championship are Denver and the Clippers.
Okay.
Minnesota and OKC, y'all had a great season. Y'all won 57, 56 games, but I just don't see them as dominant teams. I don't see it at all. So with Denver being with 57 wins, I'm gonna go with Denver in 5. I'm gonna go with Denver in 6 against the Lakers.
All right, so Denver in 6, and hey, Randy Dayton, man, thanks for stopping by.
Salute.
All right, so Denver in 6. Then you got Minnesota versus the Suns.
Well, I don't know if Karl-Anthony Towns will be back anytime soon, so I'm gonna go with the Suns in 6. I'm gonna go with the Suns in 6 over Minnesota. Yeah.
All right. Well, so then you got the Suns versus the Nuggets.
This is fucking crazy. This is crazy. Damn, I don't even like how this turning out though. The Suns.
And I think the Suns do their thing and they beat T-Wolves too.
Denver over the Suns, man.
Denver over the Suns. I think that's going to be a 7-game series.
I might go with 6.
It could be 6, but I think it also could go 7 because Durant, what he'll
right. I think it'll be 6 because of Jokic. They don't have the Clippers. The Suns don't have nobody to go to.
They got don't they got Valanciunas?
They don't have. I don't know.
They got some big center there. Oh, they got the boy from.
They got Nurk, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not, no, no, it's not enough.
So you got Denver Clippers in the Western Conference Finals.
As weird as this shit sound, I'm gonna go with Denver. I think it's gonna be one of the LA teams in the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers either gonna beat Denver and run through the rest of the West, or the Clippers gonna make it against Denver, and it'll be Denver and the Clippers. And I'm taking Denver though.
All right, so
I'm taking Denver. Like,
you think this one goes 7?
No, I think all Denver's games go 6.
6. All right, so Denver back into the finals again, trying to repeat back to back.
Yeah, they back. Yeah, I got to give it to them, man. And that's why I said something about the records and stuff in the West. Like, you got these other teams that's got 50 plus wins and all this, but none of them are as dominant as the Nuggets are to me. You know what I mean? Like, they got a lot of wins, but when it comes to the playoffs and actually matching up and actually dominating games, I don't see OKC, Minnesota, or even Dallas being that dominant. But I will say the Clippers are in the category with Denver as teams that can win it all.
All right, so we got Denver in the finals. Now we'll go to the East. You got the Bulls versus the Hawks at the 9-10 to see who goes and plays the 7-8.
Well, the Bulls, I think, will beat the Hawks. Trae Young, he's been injured. He's been injured, and it's just I'm going with the Bulls, man.
All right, I'm taking the Hawks. I'm taking DeJounte Murray. I like DeJounte Murray.
Okay.
All right, so then we go down to 7-8. Now this is crazy.
Can't believe Philly has 7. That's crazy. And Philly and Miami.
Dude, that is the craziest game because I really feel one of these two teams can be the teams that really shock some people here.
Well, I think it's going to be Miami. I think Miami's going to beat Philly and get to 7.
All right, so you got Miami. See, I like Miami too. My problem is Embiid and Maxey are back to running full strength and they look good. And I'm like, man, dude. But Miami's that team. Can't mess around with it this time. And they're firing too on cylinders. So I'm like, But Jimmy Buckets, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Scary Terry, the Duncan. All right. Miami goes. Sixers
Eric
go.
Spoelstra.
Yeah, Eric Spoelstra. Sixers go to face whoever wins. Bulls, Hawks. You take the Sixers to win that game?
Well, I picked the Bulls. So yeah, I think the Sixers will end up with the 8th seed. They'll
I
beat
think
the
whoever
Bulls.
loses out of that 7-8 wins against whoever wins out of that 9-10.
Yeah, me too.
Whoever it is. All right, so we got the Sixers going against the Celtics.
64-18. The Celtics only got 4 home losses. 37-4. So they don't lose at home. But it's weird because it's Philly at 8, and it's not like, and they only at 8 because Embiid got injured. So it's not like they playing some bums at 8. This is a 1-8 where Boston could go home in the first round.
This could be a repeat of Miami, Milwaukee last year, and that's a crazy, scary thing, man.
Because no matter how many games the Celtics win during a regular season, we've seen them choke with this team.
Yes.
Like Tatum and Brown, and those too many times in these last 4 or 5 years. I think they're going to do it again, but I'll take Boston in 7 against Philly in the first round.
All right, I'm with you on that. I think it'll go to distance, and I honestly I think Drew Holiday and Porzingis are the reason why they actually move on.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because they difference makers.
Yes, and then that's the whole reason why this team is doing what it's doing. The defensive prowess of Drew Holiday and Porzingis. Porzingis being a true center, but also can go out there and shoot the 3, but he's defensive presence, and Drew Holiday is just to lock you down, and then if you need him to, he will score 20.
Yeah, hell yeah, he will. Hell yeah, he will.
All right, well now we're gonna go to our boys, the Cavs versus the Magic, the 4-5 matchup.
And it's crazy because Orlando won 47 games. That's crazy.
Yeah, Orlando did their thing. Listen, crazy. Orlando got hot early. Like, they won, 18, 20 games. They were cruising. They were, almost one. They were one in the East for a little bit there, and they started slowly dropping down. They were crushing early on in the year.
Well, I like Orlando, but Orlando don't have Donovan Mitchell. That type of player is what I'm saying. They don't have that. So
that's fine. I like Orlando, but they don't got.
Well, Orlando's going to always have to be a great team. They're always going to have to be a great team. They don't have a player that's going to go out there.
Banchero,
and Paulo
Wagner, Cole Anthony, other.
They're good as a team. Oh, yeah, they're good as a team. They don't have the one guy when the team ain't playing good to be like, all right, I got you. Let me go get 45 real quick. You know what I mean? Like they don't have that. We have that, and we have rim protection. And I see the Cavs winning in 6.
All right, I like that. I like the Cavs in 6 too.
Yeah, Cavs in 6. I'm impressed by Orlando though. They got a bright ass future because they whole team is kids.
They do. Whole team is kids. They got some good draft picks too, so I think they're going to be good building on what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now it's Cavs Boston to go to Eastern Conference Finals.
Boston is 6, man.
Yeah.
Boston is 6. It's too many It's too many at the guard position, in the wing position. It's just too many mismatches for us, man.
Boston with Derek White. Yeah, it's
Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. I don't even gotta go nowhere else that. That's just too many mismatches for us, and with those 4 players.
I think I like 6. I like Boston too, barring injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, I like Boston too. So Boston to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now we go to the other side. It's going to be the Knicks at the 2 seed versus the Miami Heat.
Oh man, and I like the Knicks, man. The Knicks are a great team, but I think if Miami beats Philly with Embiid and Maxey, I don't think the Knicks beat Miami in that round.
Well, you got to think Julius Randle's done, not playing.
Yes. Yeah, he's out for the season.
Knicks have been doing good without him, but again, as we already said, Miami and what they do at this time of the year, They
Yes,
just seem to
man.
come together, and Jimmy Buckets literally turns it on, and it's bad
Yes,
news for
man.
people.
And defensively, they're a whole different team in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go Miami in 7.
I like that too. I like
Go
Miami
Miami
to
in
take
7.
down the Knicks. I actually
Yeah.
think it could happen in 6,
I
but
think whoever win that series is gonna be 7 games, actually. But I'm going
whoever,
with
huh? All right, all
I'm
right.
going Miami though. Go Miami.
Yeah, I like Miami, so they move. Now here's this right here: the Bucks versus the Pacers. Right, 3-6. Indiana's got a group of guys that have coming together: Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, Hal Burton. Then they got some young guys that are really showing out: Namath and the other dude. And then you got the Bucks. Now Giannis got hurt the other day. We don't know how extensive that is. Don't know
He'll be
what's going to
coming
happen
off the
with
injury.
that.
They said it's a couple weeks. It was a Achilles strain, maybe.
And that just happened. So if a couple weeks,
Yeah.
he might miss some of this first round.
Well, who had that injury was it last year? Somebody had that injury and they missed the first 3 playoff games. Now, I don't think Giannis should come out and play, but if he comes out and play, he'll probably get injured again. But I think with or without Giannis, because he's coming back from injury, regardless if he play or not, I don't see the Bucks getting out of this round. I see the Pacers winning, but I still think it'll be 7 games though.
You think 7?
Oh yeah, Milwaukee's
You think
not
Game
laying down.
Time and Middleton
Oh
will hold
yeah,
it down?
well, and that's
Bobby
the problem.
Portis,
But the problem with the Bucks is Chris Middleton. That's the problem with
whether
the
he's going
Bucks.
to be on or off is how it is.
When they won their championship, Chris Middleton was playing like an all-star.
Yeah.
And he got injured the following season, and we ain't seen nothing since. So that's their problem. But yeah, I don't think the Bucks will lay down. I think the Pacers can beat them in 6, but I'm gonna just be generous to Milwaukee and go 7.
All right. Yeah, you're going to give him that. You've been there, done that 1-1. We know the experience you have on your team. Plus, Dame
Yeah,
Time is there. And
yeah,
if he's got to put it on his shoulders, he's used to doing that. So we'll give you that 7. But
yeah.
Al Burton and them boys will come out. All
And
right.
and Bobby Portis has a whole nother career and shit.
That's what he did today. He scored. He's killing it today for them.
Yes,
Even though they lost, but he was killing it today for him.
yes, he was.
So Pacers, Miami. Now,
Pacers, Miami.
Pacers, Miami. They go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Just can't go against Miami, man.
I called this.
Dude, the experience that Miami has, and you got Eric Spoelstra who knows how to draw up playoff winning formula, man. Like Spoelstra's gonna have those guys in a position to win and ready to play. And my thing with Spoelstra is he came in Miami. He was in Miami. LeBron comes in 2010, 2011, and the Heat was trash. But he was the reason why the Heat made a complete turnaround. And now we done seen the Heat in the finals twice since 2020. You know what I mean? 2020 and then the most recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to always go with Miami if they make it that far. If Miami get to the game before the conference finals, I'm probably always going to pick Miami. And of course, I think they'll get it in 7 because these a lot of evenly matched teams, man. I don't think they'll beat Indy in 5 or 6 games. I think it'll be Miami in 7.
I'm going to call it like this. Listen, Miami's going to do their thing, but like you said, 7 or 6 in a real close last-second game winner type thing.
Yeah.
These playoffs are going to be exactly how we love the NFL. The NFL was close. Everybody was battling. It's going to be battles. These playoffs ain't going to be sweeps and game 5s and somebody's going to be waiting 7 games to face their opponent. No, this is going to be everybody's going to be getting their ass kicked, and it's going to be rough and tough. And we're going to love these games. And I'll call it right now. I think the best game we see is the Philadelphia Heat game to get in. I think that'll be the craziest game because they only get one game, and those 2 teams are going to be killing each other.
Ready to go.
So earlier today on The Old Man and the Kid, it was funny. Everybody was doing their things. You know, Beer Cave was on with his kid. They said theirs. Dom said his. And they asked me, I said, you know what? And I came straight out and said, watch Miami make it to the finals.
Yeah.
I said, well, watch them do some crazy shit and make it because of their team and who they got. I go, but I feel Boston, whatever. But all right, so now we're at Boston, Miami, Eastern Conference Finals.
I want to pick.
Man, see, now to me, it's a momentum thing. If Miami's riding high and doing their thing, they're used to scrapping, so that's not going to be a problem to them. If Boston's getting beat up and they're struggling and they're not feeling like they should be struggling, they might have a momentum downshift, and Miami's going to be riding high.
Yeah, and I'm worried about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's mental capacity because we've seen them melt down so many times, man. And I don't know if it's got to be mental because it ain't the skills. You know what I mean? It's got to be something mental, man. And I feel like they're going to get to this moment and do the same thing that they've been doing, but they don't lose at home. They got 4 losses at home. One of those was recent. 64 wins. Boston is 7.
Boston is 7.
Even though I want to say Miami is 7, I do. I ain't gonna lie. I don't believe in the Celtics. I don't. I really don't. I don't think that they're gonna get over the hump. I'm gonna just give them the benefit of the doubt because they won 64 games. I'm gonna just give them the benefit of the doubt for that.
Let me see here. I want to look and see something.
Oh, keep me on it.
Hey, you ready to pass it out?
Well, I fell asleep. I woke up at damn near 6.
Damn, man. Listen, when they played the Heat, the 2 games after the New Year's, one time they blew them out by 33. The other time they only won by 4.
Who, the Celtics?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. One of those was probably at home.
They were both in Miami.
Oh, damn. They was both in Miami?
Yeah,
see, now
it won't let me go back as far as
hold on. So they blew out Miami by 30-something points in Miami?
Yeah, but that might have been the game where that might have been when nobody was playing.
That's gotta be. That's crazy. Miami losing by 33 at home is crazy.
Here it is. Let me look at it. Player stats. Everybody that started had double digits for loss.
For the Celtics.
Butler played. I don't know who the hell that dude is. Scary Terry. I think that was his first game. He only had 7. But who didn't play? Their rookie didn't play.
Was Tyler Hero injured at the time?
No, he played. He had 19.
He played.
They had 4 guys in double digits, but it was rough.
And that's just I'm gonna go with the Celtics in 7, man. Let me just go with the Celtics in 7. Benefit of the doubt. That's the only reason why I'm giving them that.
Celtics in 7. Like, I wish they would go back further than January. They only give me the January on that one. But yeah, I like the Celtics to move on. Celtics going to the finals against Denver. What are we feeling?
Denver, man. I'm not picking the Celtics. I don't think they're ready.
All right, so Denver goes back to back.
Yeah, man.
7 games.
Yeah. Well, I think they'll beat Boston in 6 games. Unless the Lakers beat them or the Clippers beat them, that's pretty much it for me. Like, I don't really see nobody else beating them in a 7-game series. Like this.
I got to be honest. I feel like whoever comes out of the West, I feel like wins.
Yeah. Because I just don't believe Boston is that yet. I don't, man. And they could 64 wins is crazy, man. That is crazy. But I don't think they got enough mentally, man. The mental with me, because Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, we've seen it too many times. We've seen it too many times. 4th quarters of these big games in the playoffs, and neither one of y'all show up. And I think they're going to do that again.
And that's the possibility. So hopefully them bringing Drew and Kristoff helps that, and it's not that, because if it isn't, and they look great and they start hammering on teams, then it's a different story. But
see, I think they're going to trick us. They're going to look real good in the first round. They're going to look pretty good in the second round. and they're gonna get to that conference finals, and it's gonna be like, oh shit.
Especially if they play in Miami, it's gonna change.
And I think that's gonna set them up to lose in the finals because they're gonna digress. I don't think they're gonna progress. I think they're gonna digress the whole entire playoffs. Every round, I don't think they be as good as they was the round before.
So we got Denver going back to back. We both got Denver. I mean,
yeah, man.
One piece on their team, and the boy went to Indiana.
Yeah,
but I feel like they just replaced him. KCP stepped up. I feel like it's a lot.
Dog, they got a system.
Boston beats anybody in the league except Denver. So he says no matter what, if it ain't Denver in the finals, they got him.
If it's not Denver in the finals, and say OKC make it.
Oh yeah, no, Boston gonna smash.
Boston beats them. Minnesota's not making it, so we're not even going to even hypothetically even put them in there. The Clippers. Now, if the Clippers make it, I don't know if Boston beats the Clippers. Just because of defensively, man, and you got Paul George and Kawhi to handle Jalen and Jason. I don't see Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum overcoming the defense of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I don't see it.
I think that'd be a hell of a thing, but yeah.
That'll be a great day because they match up. They match up so good, man. Like every position, Kristaps and Zubac, they power forwards ain't really power forwards, but you know, they do the job. You know what I mean? Like they're not the most dominant power forwards. And then you got the wings, and then you got the point guards. Because just think when Russ in the game against Drew Holiday, and they doing that back and forth, and then you got Tatum, and then you got Brown against Paul and Kawhi. I think that might be the best matchup of the whole entire playoffs if we get to see that.
If they meet each other.
That might be the best matchup, like stylistically, how they match up, the style of play. That might be more of a dogfight than any game that we see. If we get that, I just don't think the Clippers gonna make it. I don't think nobody in the West
beating Denver. Yeah, I think
I don't see nobody beating Denver because they're a system.
Yes, they're fundamentally sound, and they got a guy that's the big that runs the ball like a point guard from the center position.
And that's the problem. Insane. That's the problem. That's the reason why Denver is so successful because their center is the guy. He's the point guard. Okay. He might not play point guard, but they set everything up as like he's the point guard. We're gonna play inside out. Give Yoke the ball.
That's what it used to be. That's how it should be, and it shows.
Yes. Let Yoke facilitate, and I think that's just so hard because your center has to guard that guy.
Yes, and it's not that he has to worry about him scoring a ton. You have to worry about every other aspect. That boy's gonna be throwing passes all over the court. I mean, and then he is going to get his shots and he is going to score. So he's going to have 20 plus 30 points, and then he's going to have a triple-double every game. I mean, it's
he's going to take you out the paint. He's going to take you out the paint. Now driving lanes are open. You got Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, all these guys. The driving lanes are open,
Porter
man.
Jr.
Michael Porter Jr., yeah. And it's just too easy when you play like that, man. Playing through it's just like with Hakeem on the Rockets, man. Playing through your center, it's just when he's got the ability and he's got the skill to be a point center, that's scary, man. Like it's hard to beat a team like that. It's hard because you got all this other movement out here and everybody doing everything. And now you got to worry about double team this 7-footer that can shoot from anywhere, pass from anywhere, and he got post moves to score on anybody. That's insane, bro.
That's why the Rockets went back to back. They went 94-95, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yes. And that's another thing. And Yoke being the guy that can be like, all right, give me the ball, I'm going to score the next 20 points. And that's your center. That's nuts because it's the center. It's the center. Your center is not going to be able to last the whole game against him in the playoffs. Like in the playoff games, your center is not going to be good for the whole entire game. We've seen it. AD had his games last year where he was good, but he also had them games where it's like, damn, boy, he is dogging you. Like even though AD in the game with 20 points, 10 rebounds, didn't look like it on the court.
Nah,
watching the game, Didn't look like it.
Oh, Joke wears you down because Joke doesn't. He's not running. It's his weird body type, and he's slow moving, so his tempo is up. Like he's always throwing the ball. Like I said, he open passing lanes, we bounce passing it to Porter Cutton or Jamal Murray again, Aaron Gordon, KCP. I mean, they got the team that's fundamentally sound, and their coach is great. A team rallies around each other, and that's a complete team.
Yeah, and there won't be a lot of mistakes for the Nuggets. That's another thing. They don't make a lot of mistakes. No. They go out and they execute the game plan, and they just play basketball, man. Second coming of Popovich and the Spurs with their 5 championship run. It's just fundamentally sound, man. We're gonna come out here. We're not even gonna try to like be better than you or none of that. We're just gonna play our game. Make the best man win. We're gonna execute. All the X's and O's are executed to a T when you playing against Denver. So you got limited room for mistakes. So that means turnovers, all that stuff has to be down when you play in Denver. You can't turn the ball over a lot, and you can't miss the ball a lot. Because you're gonna give Jokic, he gets second chance points for his team.
Yeah.
That is crazy how many second chance points he gets for his team. And then on the defensive end, once you miss, most of the time, that's your possession. Because Jokic is gonna get that rebound, and they long, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, they long. They get a lot of rebounds. So you got to make shots. You have to make shots. Like you have to. That's the one thing that you cannot do is turn the ball over and miss shots against Denver. You will never beat them like that. No. Ever.
Bobby goes, it wasn't really about being ready. JT and JB been ready. The roster construction was never what it is now. Before their others were the same age as them except Horford. This is the first.
All right. So I
think they've been ready. It's just the moments, like you said, they didn't have that guy that would be willing to take over the game. Or like at the end of the game when he needed to. That was really it is.
Yes, and we've been seeing Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have fourth quarters where they disappeared. That has nothing to do with your roster. You have to score points.
And then he goes on to say, the roster have veteran support up and down the roster now. They are the young, hungry players surrounded by vets, ready to support and know how to win. And that's what we said earlier. Porzingis and Drew Holiday are the main reasons why Boston is the way it is now, why Boston can do what they are doing now. Without them, this team isn't any of that.
And Drew is the only one that won something. So, I mean, like, Porzingis didn't win nothing. So it's not like they.
But what it is with Porzingis, he's humbled. He got humbled after the Knicks thing looking great. Went to Dallas, got humbled, and now he knows his role. He's not going to try to do out more than his role. He's going to be the exact person he needs to be.
But see, my thing is, I don't think it's ever came down to their actual roster. I've always thought it came down to Jaylen and Jason Tatum in these fourth quarters of these games in the playoffs where it's time to win the game. We've watched them the past 2, 3, 4 years disappear in these fourth quarters. Jason Tatum will go out and go crazy for the whole game. Get to the fourth quarter and you guys 4 points and y'all lose the game by 10 points. Like,
and I think that's why he's saying now that there's veterans built around like good veterans, not
I get that.
Guys, got good veterans that can help them do that. Like I said, Drew Holiday will take over and do his thing, and them guys can relax. Them guys can relax more now. They're not uptight about it.
It's not enough for me, man. That's not
he's not saying Boston's going to beat Denver. He's just saying it's a different team than they've ever had.
Well, yeah. Well, of course it's a different team, but the Celtics' problem for me has always been Jason Tatum. When are you going to take over this damn game in the playoffs? Like they've had the rosters. Like I'm just saying, they've had good rosters, man. Last year, what the hell? Come on, man. We've seen what happened last year. There's a lot of disappearing acts that had nothing to do with the roster. That's you as an individual not showing up to play these games. Like a lot of times they was on the bus when it's time to win. They would have been in the game. Like, yes, physically you're there, but mentally, I think the Celtics could have been won the championship or at least been there and been competitive. But your best player disappears too much. Jason Tatum disappears way too much in the playoffs for me. Like I've seen it too much, man. And I just think they have the team now constructed to win a championship. If they don't win a championship, it's Mazzulla coaching and Jason Tatum disappearing. That's why I think if they don't win, that's why they win.
He goes, you're using the last few seasons forgetting that JT and JB have been playing big-time basketball since JT's rookie year. What about the big moments they've had against the LeBron-led Cavs?
They never won. What I don't get. Like, what is that? The Cavs. What years was this? What years was this? What years is he talking about? What Cavs?
I don't know.
It couldn't have been before LeBron left because they wasn't there. So it had to be the second time around when he came back.
Well, that's what we're talking before he left. Just recently. I'm not talking about back then.
Okay, and the Cavs went to the finals every single year. The Celtics didn't do nothing with the Cavs.
Oh, what's up, my boy? What up, my boy?
Yeah, you know, he always want to be a part of the show. Like, I get what he's saying. But the Celtics never conquered anything. LeBron came back and they went to 4 straight NBA finals. Like, the Celtics, they did nothing.
Well, I don't know. I understand both sides, but I'm with you though. It seems like they do kind of disappear here and there. They don't want to take over the game, or they don't feel they're the guy. Mentally, they there's been games they have stepped up, but there's other games where they're all of a sudden gone. And we thought they'd be that guy. Hey, they're there the entire time.
Jason Tatum don't got that mentality either. Like when you hear him like last year after press conferences and stuff like that, he just sounded so defeated. And like he was saying stuff like he ain't that guy. Like he ain't like, come on, bro. Like it's just certain stuff you saying. That's like Lamar Jackson saying, I hate playing Patrick Mahomes before you play Patrick Mahomes. Like that's crazy to me. And Tatum does stuff like that. And that's why I go to mental. Oh, excuse me. I just think Jason Tatum has to get to the point to where, yes, we're going to flow as a team. We're going to do everything we do as a team, but he's too much. Jason Tatum is too much in the flow of the team. Like he sticks within the confines of what we're doing, our scheme and all of that. He don't go outside the box and just go crazy when it's time. Like y'all can play with the confines of the scheme and all that all game long. But when we get down to this last 7-8 minutes in the fourth quarter, you got to throw that shit out the window. I am Jason Tatum. I am about to go out here and about to drop buckets on y'all for the rest of this game. Give me the ball, coach. We don't see him do that. Give me the ball, coach. When have we seen him do that? Give me the ball, coach. Here, I got you. Give me space out. I got it. Don't worry. We don't see him do that. And you cannot win a championship with that personnel that they have if your best player never takes over the game. At some point, he has to take over the game.
Yeah, I think you're on two different arguments. You got your argument, and he's saying they've been battle tested. They've gone through the growing pains. Like when Kyrie was on the team and was out, and JB and JT did their thing. I get where he's at too. They've been battle tested. They had their whole ass kicked and done all this. And I know where you're at.
Yeah,
but the whole game, they're amazing. They do their thing. It's them last couple minutes when they absolutely need to step on somebody's throat or go out there and get it that we've seen like last year and the last couple years.
Yes.
Where all of a sudden they don't show up.
Right. And that's why I think this don't have nothing to do with them being battle tested. We know this. They've been to like 4 conference finals in a row or something like that. Like they've been to some crazy stuff. I don't think it's because they're not battle tested. I think it's because mentally your 2 best players don't show up. Like that's what I've seen in these past 3-4 years of them almost getting to where they need to be. That's what I never looked at the Celtics and be like, man, their team was trash. Man, they didn't have enough players. No, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, where the hell was y'all at in the fourth? Where did y'all go? They disappeared. That was the whole talk for the past 2 years. Where are these guys at when it's time to win the game? It's not their team, their roster, none of that. They've had good teams. They had teams that could win. They're 2 good players. They can't do it, man. They just can't do it, man. They can't do it. And I like those guys, but it's not their team. It's not their team.
He says you can't criticize JT for not being outside the team and praise Joker for playing within his machine, as you called it.
All right, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna clarify this. Jokic, the Denver Nuggets system only is that system because of Jokic. They're not playing Mike Malone's system. No, they're playing a system designed for Jokic. Like Lamar Jackson on the Ravens. Yeah. Our whole shit is designed for him. The Celtics' whole design is not for Jason Tatum. It's for their team. But Jason Tatum has to know when it's time to win, I have to come outside of this box and I have to dominate this game. Jokic don't have to do that because he's playing in his own system. He don't have to do that. Jokic can just do what he does. I know I'm going to get the ball. I know I'm going to have somebody open. I know I can hit this move in the one-on-one double team come. That's simple for Jokic. It's super simple because it's his system. Tatum doesn't have a system set up for him. So he has to get that inner Kobe, the LeBron 25 points in a row, the KD, I'm about to just torch you. Like he has to have that because their team is different. There's not a system for Jason Tatum in Boston. It's the system for the team. But he has to know when it's time to win. Y'all run y'all shit like we do, like we set up for.
Yeah.
Make sure I get the ball before we shoot it. Make sure I touch it. Even if I ain't the one to shoot it. Just make sure I get the ball so I can go and see what I'm going to do. But I haven't seen Jason Tatum do that. I haven't seen him. Remember the game last year? One of those games he had like 12 assists or some crazy stuff. But he only had 12 points. You know what I'm saying? And they lost. Like you can't be a facilitator. Jokic can be a facilitator because that's what they're set up for. Jason Tatum can't be a facilitator, dog. You have to get buckets in the fourth quarter. That's the only problem they have. The fourth quarter. Go back and look at some of that stuff, Bobby. I'm telling you.
Listen, I know what you're talking about, and I get it. Like Tatum and JB tend to bow out.
Yes.
Or no one wants to step up and be the aggressor and take that ball and say, hey, I'm going to go win this game for our team. Put the ball in my hands. And I get where you're at because again, we've seen games where they should have did that and they didn't do that, and that cost them the series.
And then you defer. Yeah, all that deferring they be doing and shit. Like, nah, bro, you can't do that. Just watch what Dallas is about to do. Dallas, Luka and Kyrie. Those are two killers, just like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But watch the complete difference in how Kyrie and Luka play and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown play. Luka and Kyrie's going to try to kill you every game. All game. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown do not try to kill you for the whole game, all game. They take time off throughout these games, and they just it's the playoffs, yo. Like you can't come to the playoffs and take time off. You cannot do that, man. Watch how Luka and Kyrie play. These dudes, they about to come and kill.
Listen, I will say this because Luka has deferred to Kyrie and said he's the guy that's going to finish it.
Not this year.
No, this year.
He said it. I'm saying. And these, and that's the good thing. So
and that's where Luka's at. And he goes, I'll let Kyrie take over the game when the game needs to be done like that, and I'll facilitate it all. This year, I'll give it to Tatum and Brown this year because things have changed with the new team and how things have gone. It's what we want to see has to be in these playoffs.
Yes.
We want to see them step on somebody's throat and say, hey, nobody's moving because I'm scoring everything. Or like we said, just a mentality of, this is me now. I'm going to go do that. Or both of them can say it. Hey, we got this. Clear it out for us. And go down and do the damn thing. And if they need to facilitate the pass, whatever. But
that's
as
different.
long as the focus of the other team becomes Tatum and Brown, then.
Yes.
He goes, Denver runs a modified Princeton high post offense instead of by Mike Malone. I know this because it's the offense I coach. It's not built for Joe.
Listen.
Yes, they did. His roster.
Hold on. It's not built for Yoke, but the whole offense runs through Yoke. Come on, Bobby. Come on, bro. You sound crazy, bro. You sound crazy. Crazy.
He's not saying that they said, hey, we're going to modify it to Yoke. He's saying they are using an offense that is directly – it's Yoke to run the damn thing.
Listen, I just
inside
watched –
and out like we were talking about.
Did y'all watch
– the big man dictate the game.
Okay, did y'all watch J.J. Redick and LeBron's last episode? Or whatever episode that was, where they talked about Yoke in Denver. They talked about why it's so hard to guard those guys and beat those guys. It's because everything runs through Yoke. Yes, I know. Yes, they run that Princeton High and all that, but it's tailored to Yoke. Everything goes through him. Everything, not even Jamal Murray. And that's the crazy part because you have a point guard, but Jamal Murray is more of a scoring point guard. Nobody on their team passes like Yoke. You can't do the things that Denver does without a center that passes like Yoke. That's the reason why that shit works, is because the way he can pass the ball from the playmaker position and up under the basket. That's tailored to him. Yes, it's the Princeton High post offense, but who's in the post? You get what I'm saying? Like,
and that's like when Akeem Olajuwon, they ran, but he was able to do it. But he had Clyde the Glide. He had guys that would knock down jumpers.
Kenny Anderson. Kenny
Horry,
Smith, I mean. Horry.
Yes. Listen, then you had the triangle, which is not the Princeton High post, but they run it to the big man, and then the big man, you have a guy on the outside that you know will take over.
Yes.
And that's who it is.
Yes.
That's how they work. But yes, I get where he's at.
I get it too. No, I get it too.
But it's Joke's offense.
Yes.
They didn't tailor it around him, but they're using the offense that's best for Joke.
I mean, I get what Bobby's saying. I know, I understand what he's saying. But what I'm saying is you can put Yoke on any other team. They're not going to be as fluent and as how the Nuggets. It's not going to be the same, man. It's not. You can take Yoke out and put whatever other center. You could put Embiid right there. It's not plug and play, because if you put Embiid on Denver, it's going to be a completely different offense, because Embiid likes to shoot. He don't want to go on the post. He don't want to do none of that shit. He wants to shoot threes and all. It's not plug and play, bro. Like, everything changes. Put Wemby on the Nuggets and take Yoke out. It's not going to be the same offense, because Wemby wants to shoot and dribble and do all this crazy shit. Yoke, specific skills and how he specifically plays. He loves playing with his back to the basket. He loves doing the face up in the paint. He loves all of that. Name a center that we can plug in there with that same system and it be as successful. There's no one, because they all do different things.
Not in this game anymore. There's
not. Yoke is the traditional center. Give me the ball down here. I'm going to bust his ass. If the double team come, I'm kicking it to the open man. It's that simple. We don't have centers like that no more. Even Sabonis on the Kings, yo. They want to shoot and do all this crazy shit. They don't want to just be a big man. That's why it works.
They're trying to adapt that, because he's been having triple doubles lately, and they're trying to adapt that system. And I'm not saying Shaq's Jordan or Kobe, but they fed it inside.
Whoa. What do you mean by that?
What?
What do you mean by Shaq ain't Jordan or Kobe? What do you mean?
Because we were saying the triangle and it runs like that. What I'm saying is they fed it into Shaq if Shaq dominated, or it got kicked back out, and Kobe and Jordan dominated. But I'm saying, you're not plugging any other center into that system for Joke.
And the thing with Shaq, they got the ball down in the paint to Shaq for Shaq to score, not to facilitate. Just because they get the ball down to Yoke, it's not necessarily to score a basket. It's to open up a bunch of other shit around the perimeter and all of that stuff. There's no center you can plug and play in Denver that's going to do the same thing that Yoke does and it be that successful. There's none. You have to be that type of player. That's why when I say it's styled for him, it is. That's a perfect system for him. Perfect. He can go to any team and you implement that same shit, but you have to have the personnel. If you don't have the Michael Porter Jr., Aaron fucking Gordon. Aaron Gordon ain't even a shooter or nothing. He can make threes, but he's a dunker. So you got an athletic dude that's always in a dunker spot. That's bread and butter for Yoke. He always cutting. He always back. You got to have the personnel. Then you got Murray. Then you got Pope hitting all these threes. You have to have the personnel for that offense to work. The Celtics, you could put Porzingis over there. Porzingis is not going to do what Jokic does. It's not going to happen. That shit's going to look completely different, man. It is. I'm telling you. Like, that shit is tailored. You can ask Mike Malone. He'll tell you the same thing. We run through this, man. Just like in Dallas with Dirk. It wasn't the same offense, but they played through Dirk, whether Dirk had the ball or not. We played through Dirk. Everything goes through Dirk because we know Dirk going to make the right pass. Tim Duncan, if they don't get the bucket, they're going to make the right pass. They you have to double team them at some point. You know what I mean? Like I understand everything Bobby's saying. I'm just saying that's Jokic's offense. The Celtics is not the same because it's a team thing. Like anybody can have the ball on the Celtics to set it up.
Listen, no. Bobby Jay's just saying that they're going to rename the Princeton High Post the Joke.
Yes, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He runs it better than anybody. That offense is ran better than anybody anywhere in the world, if you ask me. I've never seen that offense ran as good as they run it. Like that's crazy, bro. It's so easy.
Look, Red Jet goes, can we agree that if you haven't liked or subbed to this channel, that's a you problem? You're right. If you haven't subbed or liked, you better smash them buttons right to hell now. And here's the deal. If you got Roku TV and you want 24/7 sports and say you're at home, you watch ESPN, you watch Fox Sports 1, and you like arguing with them, but they can't hear you.
Yeah.
Get the East streaming sports app. You can get on here and argue with us. You can watch it on a big screen, get in a chat on the YouTube channel or Facebook one, and argue with us. You can say your opinion and it's heard. It's not like talking to a wall. Download it.
Yep.
And back it up. Hey, appreciate you showing up. Look, he says, will the game change back to the low post game ever again? If college basketball showed us anything, that's all the men's side was doing. They were running the low post games. You saw big centers being used the traditional way. Now, whether or not NBA reverts back to that and those centers come up and they start doing what Joke's doing and running the game like that again, I don't know. But it would be better off if they did.
Playing like that slows the game down, and the NBA don't want that. So, no, they're not going to revert back to that. If they reverted back to that, games would be 90 to 85, 78 to 82 or stuff like that. Because the big man, it just takes too much time for the big man to do what he do. To them, I think they should get back to basic-ass basketball. Yes. The big man is in the paint. You got a power forward, you got a center, they dominate the paint. Now your power forward has to be able to stretch the floor. He has to be able to shoot the three. He has to be able to guard the perimeter. He has to be able to do all this stuff that a power forward never had to know how to do. Your center has to be able to do all this stuff that he never had to know how to do. Back in the 90s, all they had to do was get rebounds, choke slam people, dunk on people, get open buckets. That's all they had to do. They didn't have to shoot threes. They didn't have to guard the perimeter. They didn't have to do all this extra stuff, man. Maybe a mid-range was the furthest that they had to go. Now, the center and the power forward has to be a guard down there. You got Wembanyama. You got Wembanyama that's 7'4". How in the hell are you not in the paint getting 45 points a game, dunking on everybody? Simple. He don't even have to jump to dunk. Why is he not dominating the paint? He should be Shaq in the paint.
That's the problem.
He should be Shaq. And you remember Shaq. You give Shaq the ball, one dude on him, two more dudes come, and he turn around and dunk on all three of y'all.
No.
That's 7'4", dog. You're supposed to be able to do that. And when I watch, I made it a point to watch Wembanyama games because I wanted to see like how is Pop gonna use this guy.
Yeah.
Is he going to take the dunking route because the dude can shoot? Yeah. Kill him in the baseline. Kill him on the bank shots from 15 feet off. No. He's using Wembanyama like he's a fucking wing player and he can just go crazy. Dog, you 7'4". We finna run our whole offense through you like they do with Yoke in Denver, and you gonna average down there 30 points a game. I just don't get this, Mike. I don't, man. Like you shouldn't have to. I don't want my center shooting no three. If I see you shoot a three, I'm gonna cuss your ass out. Yeah, I don't want to see you shoot no three.
I'm right there with you, and I hate that. Bobby goes, he goes, better explanation. Denver is successful, but look at the Bulls' offense when Jordan retired. That was the best variation of the triangle. It was when Jordan wasn't there. It definitely was. However, when you have certain players, they bog the offense down. They bog
the offense,
where it looks like only that person makes it work.
Bobby, I said,
and I agree with that. 100%.
I said you have to have the personnel, Mike. You heard me say that. I said you have to have the personnel. Yes. You have to. You got to have shooters. You got to have all of that stuff. You got to have the personnel. None of this shit works without the personnel. Like I said,
hey, Bobby, we know it's all love, man. We know.
Hell yeah, no.
Yes, we love this. Red Jet goes,
yeah.
Red Jet goes, man, if you want this kind of battle, you better stand in the corner and write lines.
Right lines.
Because that's why I said this is my therapy session.
Yeah, man, yeah. But
back it up goes, where have you gone, Jack Siakam? That coach, yeah, he was the coach. Shaq, I don't watch the NBA anymore, and I have been a Celtics fan since Dave Cohen's and JoJo White era.
JoJo White, damn.
Yeah, a lot of these guys have stepped away from watching it because it's become just threes and no one plays defense. The game of basketball isn't what it used to be, and that's the problem.
Right, yeah. I don't.
Bobby, we're not saying he can still dominate the paint because none of these guys are that big anymore. They're not Shaq's guys in the paint no more.
No, Wembanyama gets, and he gets down there 7 blocks a game. That's like, bro. The thing is with Wembanyama, he can dominate the paint because he don't have to jump to dunk. Centers now are 6'9". You know what I mean? There's not a lot of 7-foot centers in the NBA that start in the NBA.
Well, they're like 6'11". Yeah, there's 6'11".
Not all of them. Not all of them.
No, but I'm saying, but
the
I
ones
that he's got body wise.
Embiid is the only player, only center in the NBA that Wembanyama should not dominate. Embiid is the only one. Jokic sucks on defense. His offense makes up for all of that. All these other players, Wembanyama should be getting that ball in the post, turning around, dropping it on your head, or hitting a little hook, or he right there. He don't even have to jump to dunk.
See,
I would have him in, put him in the weight room.
He needs to study Kareem Skyhook.
If
he can knock that down, holy shit, he's unstoppable.
No, if he can hit a nice
stop a Skyhook coming from a 9-foot wingspan, it's just not happening.
It can be a simple little hook. It ain't even got to be a sky hook.
It ain't got to be a crazy sky, dude. Yes. I mean, you're not stopping him.
Yes, there's nobody that can stop Wemby if they play him as a big man. Put him in the weight room, get like 25, 30 pounds of muscle on him like they did Giannis. Giannis wasn't nothing until he got that 25, 30 pounds of muscle. Now, Giannis is a savage out there. All Wembanyama got to do, put some weight on him. But for now, the season over. When next year come back, put that dude on the block. Put him on the block. He's too tall, 7'4". Come on. Yao wasn't the best athletic. He wasn't athletic or none of that stuff. He was 7'6" or some crazy shit.
But the difference is he had a wide body and he was bigger. And I get what Bobby's saying because he's a toothpick. He's saying Wembanyama's a toothpick.
That don't matter. That don't matter.
And I know what you're saying too. He could just turn around and lean over the dude and dunk on him.
No, that don't matter in today's NBA. Is what I'm saying. We not looking at the NBA when Patrick Ewing and Hakeem and all these big ass centers was in the game. Shaq, Dwight Howard. We're not talking about that time. We talking about now. These centers now, he can dominate these little dudes, man. These dudes they tall as hell, but how many of them are actually big bodies where you like, oh yeah, he's moving. There's no DeMarcus Cousins in the NBA right now.
Look, back it up, says Moses
Malone.
Saying? Yeah, you don't got that.
There's no Moses Malone. Yeah, there's no Moses. Yes. And Moses Malone gonna dog your ass. You can't
Elgin Baylor.
Yes. Oh, Elgin, and I'm mad as hell he retired the year they wanted that. He should have won a championship. He played 10 games and retired. I'm like, oh, that's crazy to hear that. Like, but yeah, man, but you ain't got no Moses Malone. There's no Kevin McHale's. There's no Robert Parishes. Like, come on, man. Ain't no Kareem.
What needs to happen is you bulk him up a little bit, send him down to see Akeem. Let Akeem work on his footwork. And to be honest, he already has it. He has footwork. Let him work a little more with it. Work with a little hook. Put it all together.
Man, listen, Wemby got everything you need to be a great player. He just don't got the post moves. Like you could tell he never had to learn that.
Here's what Bobby said: it takes 3 years to fully develop skills for a center. They had the proper weight. There's more than playing the post. Need to be savvy. Yes, that's what we're saying. I think he's got the footwork. He's overseas. He soccer. The dude plays soccer.
He never had to, overseas. He never had to learn the post moves. Now he's been playing professional already. Like it's only his first time playing professional in the NBA. Yeah. He's been playing professional, so he's had years already
to develop this, though. He's never had the guys over here, the strength and conditioning coaches like over here to help him out. And I get what he's saying. It's going to take 3 years for him to bulk the size, but they still need to let him work down low and get that going.
Giannis did that in one season. He put on 25 pounds of muscle in one season. One off season. He came back with 25 pounds of muscle. It don't take 3 years to do that. It takes 3 years.
Wemby,
I think it's because Pop, they're not making him do it. Is what I'm saying. They're not putting that in his head. They just let him come out here and play. Now in this off season, I think they'll get him in the weight room. When Wemby come back next year, he's not going to be a beanpole. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He's not going to be a beanpole.
You got to remember Chet?
Yes.
When we first saw him, when he got injured, he came back with 20 pounds on him this year.
Yes.
And he's balling.
1 year.
And I think that could happen with Wemby. Just add the weight and learn. I mean, he's got the moves. He knows how to play this game. Wemby can play outside, inside. He can do it all. It's just we want him to go more inside because we know he can kill people in the inside. It'd be an easy win, letting Wemby work and letting everybody try to double and triple him. And then they, of course, need shooters that could help him on the outside, and they do have to pick that up.
Yeah. Once he gets shooters and stuff around him, I think they might change up. I think Pop might run the offense a little different once he get better shooters around him. And I just don't understand why you don't take a 7'4" center and use him as a center, or at least use him like Yoke is being used. Just make everything go through him. Whatever he decide to do, bucket, pass, whatever, we'll live with it. He might end up averaging 30 points a game because he's making the right decision every time. But they don't even try that shit. They don't even try it. So it's like, come on, man. Like, you're never going to be successful if you don't, your best player don't have, like back to the Celtics. If you don't have a set plays for Jason Tatum, when it's time to win, he just still out there winging it in the regular offense. You should have plays set up. You know when it's Yoke time. You know when it's Yoke time. You know when it's Bron time. You know when it's KD time. You know when it's Dame time. You know it because you see the plays being ran to these players. The Celtics don't do that because they feel like they got so many good guys. We can just play and then that's that. No. This is a game of matchups, man.
Don't go back to that. Don't go back to that now. Don't back to that conversation.
Oh, my God.
Hey, back it up. Hey, listen, man. Thanks.
Salute, Bobby. Salute.
Appreciate you. Hey,
back it up. Salute.
Listen, Bobby, if you don't know about the Back It Up binges, they'll go look up the Back Up Binge podcast. The binge bites are amazing. A lot of historical stuff there sports-wise, and you'll love it, Bobby. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But look, this NBA playoffs are going to be crazy. I think it's going to go absolutely insane. I think it'll be like March Madness. It'll be like the NFL. This year in sports has been amazing so far, and I think the playoffs will get so much better than the regular season. So much better.
Hey, and team people need to look out for is Houston. They ended the season 41-41. And Jalen Green, he might be the best point guard in the league. He might be the best point guard in the league, yo.
Houston's a young team, man. They are young. They get some veterans over there. Bro, I think that'll help out.
Jalen Green is unstoppable. When I say, bro, he is nobody can stop him. He's unstoppable. Like, there's no, bro, they can. I was watching this dude. Every time I watch him, it's like, hold on, what? Like, y'all let him do that? Hold on, wait, what? Yes, he's that good. I think he's the second coming of a great. Because you got De'Aaron Fox. He was supposed to be like that dude. And he is that dude. He's just not. You're not going to put him, you know what I mean, all the way at the top. People still put Curry up there, you know what I mean, over him. And me personally, how you feel about Curry now?
I think he's exhausted because he's now been carrying this team because Clay's fell off. Draymond's being stupid as hell. I think he's starting to be exhausted. And I think they need to get rid of Clay, get rid of Dre, bring some people in, and start letting Curry chill a little more because this dude, it's 15 years in. It's time to let his back have some rest.
Yeah, all that running around and like it's Curry's getting to the point where he's gonna have to modify his game so he can play longer if he's trying to play longer because he's getting to the point where, like you said, he's doing way too much. He's doing way too much running around and getting banged up. He get hit a lot. all that jumping, shooting all them threes he shoot damn near 400 threes a year. That takes a toll on your knees, everything. And he's not. KD being there was the best thing that ever happened to Steph Curry.
Oh yeah, because it took a lot of the pressure and a lot of the stuff off his shoulders.
Yes, and I think KD, and that's everybody say it was soft for him to go there. I think it was soft for him to leave because Draymond called you a bitch and kept saying we did it without you. We gonna do it. Da, da, da. Okay, bro, stop being soft, man. You know what the Warriors could be right now if he would have stayed. Though they would have won like 5 championships in a row. Nobody could beat them.
Yeah.
Once they dropped KD in there from 17 on, nobody was beating them, man. They could have got 4 in a row. You know what I mean? But it's all this sensitivity, man. And that's another thing. That's another thing, bro. All this sensitivity. I like the guys that just go out there, play their game, and they go home. Those are the guys that I like. I don't want to see all this other stuff. I don't want to hear you in interviews crying and talking all this, saying weird stuff. Like, come on, bro. Like, just, nigga, we lost. See y'all next time.
Well, see, I got into it with some guy. I didn't get into it with East Gridiron. A great guy, great podcast. It was more or less, I was telling him how I do not believe the mental state of Caleb Williams is going to be able to work. And I said, the crying, the wanting to hold his dogs after loss. I go, I get it. That was a hell of a moment. He lost to Utah. His mom traveled across the U.S. Great. What other player has gone off to cry to their mom in the crowd after something like that? Nobody.
Exactly.
Maybe other star players are pissed off and mad. They're not crying.
Nope.
They're not doing that, but I get it. Emotions can flow, but I'll tell you right now, if you're worried about the loss when you had a shitty defense, you had all that, you're going to be on a Bears team that if you don't win and don't do what should be done and you looking like shit, you're about to get crushed. It's another level of game here. Yeah. Another level mentally, physically, emotionally. It's a whole nother level, and you're going to get destroyed. Absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, and I just don't.
And that's where my point was, and he wasn't getting that. Now I said, dude, that's my point. I get it. You can be emotional after a game. You could want your mom's in the crowd. First game, maybe she saw, or the last game she'll see at USC. Understand all of that, but you can't sit there and say, I want to just go home and hold my dogs. Or you go and do that. That's great, but dude, mentally, I get it. Your defense is 116th. You scored 11 rushing touchdowns. You did all this shit. He has all the talent and ability in the world. The dude could be amazing. Mentally, is he going to be able to handle the bearing down, crushing factor of the Chicago Bears fans and how that happens? If you went to the Patriots, different story, because them Patriots fans have been through the winning, been through it all, and they know that to get a good player, it's going to take some time. The Bears want it now, right now, because they haven't won in how long?
Right.
That's the difference.
Right. And I'm with you on that, man. I think he's soft as hell. He don't want that real smoke. You know what I mean? I don't think he want that real smoke. Like I'm gonna go out there and it's on me. If win or lose, it's on me. Win or lose, I'm not about to cry about nothing. I'm gonna go out here. Whatever I do, that's what I did. See y'all next time. I don't think he has that mentality. I think he wants to win so bad, and he wants to be the top player and this great guy so bad that when he does lose or he have a 3 interception game, it's gonna tear him apart, man. And like you said, in Chicago, they will crucify your ass.
Yes. And
fans is like Detroit fans. They don't play. Yep. They don't play no games, yo.
And I get he didn't listen to his agent. His agent told him to sit out this year and go to the draft, and he went and played anyways. Well, that's what a football player, a man that wants to play the game, is supposed to do. And I'm glad he did that, because that shows cool. He did what he wanted to do. He wanted to play the game. He went out and played it. Yep. But again, your emotions got to check. It can't be all whiny, whatever, or all sourpuss after the game, head down. You have to be pissed, mad as hell that some shit happened.
Yeah, ready to come back and show some shit. Yeah,
I mean, I've never seen players get that emotional unless it was like a championship game and they lost and they're all upset. Cool, but you see some of them mad as hell standing out there watching the celebration, pissed as hell that it's not them.
Ready to go tackle everybody.
Those are the real dogs. Sauce Gardner did that after he lost, and he stood out there and watched everybody celebrate. Was mad as hell he wasn't out there.
Yep.
Went to the NFL, and he's become one of the best corners there is. Top 5 corners in the league, if not top 3. And he does his damn job because he's pissed at something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just think it's a lot of hype around Caleb Williams, man. And I don't know, man. I'm not on that train. I'm not. I got to see it first.
well, and I said that too. I said, look, I know he's got all this ability, all this talent. When he gets out there, if he plays and does his thing, and he's doing everything, and there's another aspect of the Bears team letting it down, then I understand. But he's going to have to be able to be cool with the other part of the team, let him down. He's got to be what Justin Fields was. Justin Fields wasn't out there crying, doing all that shit, and that dude was being
killed
for everything. Even though he put up MVP stats with Lamar, somewhat even better, and he got traded.
Yes,
he got traded and looked like he was trash, even though he did the same exact thing Lamar did, rushing wise, passing wise, everything, and he got destroyed because of it.
Yep.
But he took it on the chin and said, "On to the next."
But how much better did Caleb Williams actually look than the rest of the top quarterbacks? People keep saying that. Like, what? I didn't see much more. Like, come on, man.
I mean, he did a lot, but you got to look at it. Against Notre Dame, who had a great defense. He threw 3 interceptions.
Yes.
I don't know. I said it earlier, or I said it on the cheap seats, because me and Beer Cave did top 15 picks. We each went down and used the mock draft machine, did top 15 picks, and got into it with somebody about Russell Wilson. Jesus, it actually was about Russell Wilson and him being overhyped and not really beating anybody. And then I said something about Bo Nix, and he said, well, he's kind of like a tier below Tannehill. I said, hell no.
Oh no. Yeah,
I said, listen, Bo Nix is the most pro quarterback ready in this league because he's gone through 4 different offensive coordinators, switched teams. He's played the Alabamas. He's
7 years in college and shit.
Dude, he's played all these tough squads and gone through 4 different coordinators. So he's ran 4 different systems. Yep. He would be more ready to jump right into Chicago and take all of it and be able to run whatever system's handed to him because the dude's done all of it already.
And I think whoever get Bo Nix, they getting a really good future quarterback.
Dude, I would love if the Vikings got him. Because I put ceiling as what Kirk Cousins is on his best day.
Bo Nix?
Days where Bo Nix could be every time.
I think Bo Nix ceiling, I think his ceiling might be like Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck was a baller.
I think he might have an Andrew Luck type of ceiling.
I can give you a low Andrew Luck.
Elite.
I think elite quarterback. He could be up there. But I'm telling you right now, I think he's really, he could be Kirk Cousins at his best every game. 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's not going to make the mistakes. He's going to do his thing.
And he came from Oregon, so he used to throwing the ball all over the place. So,
oh, dude, he came from Auburn did their thing.
Oregon, you know what I mean?
Bo Nix to me is the most pro-ready quarterback there is. Everybody's hype on JJ McCarthy. I don't
get the fuck out of here, man. Because they need to get lost.
And what's funny is I talked to Michigan fans and they even say the same thing. The dude had a whole run game carry him and a defense. You don't really know what his arm strength truly is, and you don't know his decision making. That comes from my boss, who's a Michigan diehard fan, and said, "I wouldn't draft JJ in the first round." He goes late first, maybe.
Bro, we watched JJ win games. We watched the Michigan Wolverines win games, and JJ did nothing at all.
Yeah,
like 0. Like he may have had 100 yards.
Because the run game took over, the defense did the thing. So we don't really have no real tape on this man doing a whole lot. Now, if he comes in the NFL, I mean, his pro day was good, the combine was good, but if he comes in the NFL and he's on the Vikings and we see him do all these things, great. Then he proved us and showed us. Otherwise, sorry, I can't give him the hype of trading 2 first-round picks to move up to the 5th spot.
Hell no.
Because that's what the Vikings are planning on doing is pretty much what it's come down to. Vikings are going to trade the 11th and the 23rd pick, move up to the 5th spot with take the Chargers' 5th pick and draft JJ.
No, I'm drawing no. Hell no.
Or they're good.
JJ?
Yeah. That's what a lot of mocks are saying. They're saying
no Knicks, no Penix.
No, they're saying the Raiders even move up to take JJ at one point.
Oh, they wildin'. But if you notice, these analysts and experts, they've been wrong on quarterbacks these past few years. Just to end with that. But
it's up and down.
Yeah, it's up and down. But thank y'all. We coming
Smash
to
the buttons.
Smash the button.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Yes, we'll see y'all Wednesday. We'll be back for Relax Wednesday this week.
Relax. Good old Relax Wednesday.
Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody watching, everybody in the comments.
Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See you next time.